What if facts alone are not what determine what people believe? What if belief is shaped long before facts are ever considered? Hey, Winston. I used to think the truth spoke for itself, that if I remained patient, stayed grounded, and allowed time to do its work, reality would eventually become obvious to everyone. There was peace in believing that. A quiet confidence that what is true doesn't need to defend itself. I still believe truth is self-evident, but I no longer believe it exists in this world unopposed. From the beginning, truth has had an adversary. And not simply false information, but distortion. Think back to the Garden of Eden. Did God really say? A lie rarely succeeds because it is more convincing than the truth. It succeeds because it offers a simpler story, a quicker judgment, or an explanation that satisfies our need for certainty before understanding has had time to grow. And once a narrative takes root, it begins shaping the way every new piece of information is interpreted. Facts are no longer weighed on their own merit. They are filtered through the story that has already been believed. Truth moves differently, though. It doesn't manipulate, it doesn't accuse, and it does not demand immediate allegiance. Truth invites. It asks us to slow down, to remain curious, to resist the temptation to confuse confidence with understanding. Most of all, truth asks something difficult of us. You're going to love this. Humility. The humility to admit that we may not yet see clearly, that somehow our 3-pound brain just cannot seem to comprehend an infinite universe. That's why I no longer leave truth sitting quietly, hoping someone eventually discovers it. I walk with it. I strive to give it language that is clear without being forceful, conviction without hostility, confidence without pride. Not because truth needs me to defend it, but because people often need someone willing and courageous enough to embody it. And believe me, you need courage to embody truth in this world. And over time, truth has a remarkable way of exposing distortion, not by shouting louder than the lie, but by remaining unchanged while everything false eventually begins to contradict itself. I have learned that alignment is way more powerful than argument. When my words, my actions, and my character all tell the same story, truth becomes visible, even inevitable. Not because I proved it, but because I lived it. Truth is never fragile. It doesn't fear intense scrutiny or examination. It welcomes it. Just bring it. Perhaps that is why Christ didn't merely teach the truth. He declared, "I am the truth." And truth is not merely information to be defended. It is the evidence of a life surrendered to and transformed by Christ. The goal is not to win the argument, as tempting as that might be. The goal is to become so deeply aligned with Christ that over time people no longer notice merely your words. They begin to recognize the one to whom your life has been pointing all along. Peace.